Mahindra has just dropped a shocker by launching its first born electric car, the BE6e or the B6e in Mahindra's terms, by pricing it at 18.5 lakh rupees ex-showroom, and that is its starting introductory price. Now, as you can see, this car looks like nothing else on the road. It is a completely born electric car, and it has a really aggressive, a really radical design, something that you just can't miss, and you can't mistake it for anything else on the road. So you have this really tipped forward stance with a really aggressive bonnet. You have this aero duct out here for better aerodynamic drag, large chunky gloss body panels, large 20-inch wheels. On the side you have a really clean flowing body lines, flush type door handles on the side. It's based on the Inglo Electric Origin architecture, and what's interesting is that when you look down, this part is a little rough to safeguard your body cladding from stone chips and smaller scratches, whereas this part is gloss in nature. Coming towards the rear, you have this sloping roof line, and you have this really muscular sort of body design and the muscular sort of body lines over here. At the rear, once again, you have a clean design mimicking the front, although it has a very coupe-like sloping roof line and really sporty roof spoiler over here. What's interesting is that this car features the new Mahindra Electric identity as well as the BE6e badge in matte finish. It has a ground clearance of over 200 millimeters. At the rear you have a pretty large boot, and what's nice is that you have a space saver spare tire tucked below the boot floor. What's more, that in addition to this boot area, you also get a front storage area beneath the bonnet. And its taillights get a smoked finish, something similar to the new Range Rover. And here is the charging port. Now Mahindra says a 20 to 80% charge can be done in just 20 minutes using a 180 kilowatt fast charger. Now getting into the BE6e is a bit of a challenge because of the high floor, the low roofline, and the narrow gap between the steering wheel and the seat base. But once you're inside, what you see is what you'll like. You have this twin screen layout, you have a huge HUD right in your field of vision, and this long dashboard which stretches all the way to the forward. It sort of reminds you of the Honda Civic, although I would have liked if there was some storage area or some utility area here. This as of now is just form over function. Another interesting styling detail is the halo which surrounds the driver and gives this car a very driver-centric sort of driving position. What's also nice is that you have a huge center console with two wireless charging pads and an aircraft-style drive selector. This is the key of the BE6e, and I think the key could have been a bit more premium looking. This has the BE logo, but this black sort of plasticky finish, now that is something that could have been better, although you do get a nice magnetic holder for the key. Now this is what the center console looks like. You have physical buttons for the access menus, you have a start stop button, and you have nice ambient lighting which runs across. Now the party piece of this car is definitely its center touchscreen, its operating system, and plethora of features that this car is equipped with. One unique feature that this car has is the large glass roof with embedded lights into it, which sort of gives a nice cool touch. And lastly, this car gets an interesting interior color combination. You have this sort of matte olive green on the dashboard and on the door cards and on the seats as well. And talking about the seats, these are part fabric and part leatherette made of sustainable material. Now let's move on to the back and see what that's like. Now as you can see, there's no dearth of space out here. I am 5 feet 9 inches tall and the front seat is quite pushed back quite a bit, and I still have enough knee room as well as headroom out here. In terms of width, it will be a little cramped, and if you are over 6 feet tall, then definitely headroom will be a bit of an issue. What's nice is that being a Born electric car, you have a completely flat floor. One thing that I'm not too sure of is the rear air vent design. Now it is a plastic console and I think it will grab quite a lot of dust over time. So it'll be a little difficult to maintain. And the backrest also reclines in 2 steps. And yeah, in terms of space, it's quite good unless you're 6 feet tall. The BE60 gets 2 battery options. One is a 59 kilowatt hour and the second is a 79 kilowatt hour battery. The latter is powered by an electric motor which makes 286 horsepower and it powers the rear wheels only. Now Mahindra claims that is good for a 0 to 100 km/h sprint of just 6.7 seconds. The Mahindra BE60 is loaded to the gills with features. Now we will be reviewing this car in a few days, so stay tuned and stay subscribed to the Autocar India YouTube channel.